In the dead of night, when the world lies still, ancient names once spoken by firelight and on bloodied altars now linger only in the wind. Names of gods, spirits, and forces so powerful, entire civilizations knelt before them. And yet, today, most of us have never heard them. What happens to a god when no one remembers their name? Do they fade, or fester in the dark, waiting to be called once more? Tonight, we search for them, the forgotten gods of Africa, and you are not alone. Take a deep breath, listen closely, and follow me. Our journey begins along the vast, restless waters of the Zambezi River. Here, the Tonga people told tales of Nyami Nyami, a river god with the body of a serpent and the head of a fish. He was a protector, a punisher, and the soul of the river itself. But during the construction of the Kariba Dam in the 1950s, Nyami Nyami's fury was awakened. Bridges collapsed, workers vanished, and floods devoured villages. The people swore it was his wrath. The government called it coincidence. The question is, do gods believe in coincidence? Some say he waits beneath the river's surface. In Ghana's distant past, when plagues swept through villages, people spoke of a malevolent spirit named Abun Sam. It was said he moved in the night, spreading death like smoke. To banish him, villagers held midnight rituals, beating drums and driving him into the sea. But those rites faded, and yet, disease remained. If you ask the elders, they'll tell you, he was never gone. We just stopped looking. To the Yoruba, Isu was a god of crossroads, a trickster, a judge of destinies. He could twist the fates of men with a word, turn brother against brother, or gift fortune to the unworthy. But colonizers feared him, renamed him the devil, erased his shrines, burned his effigies. Yet Isu, it's said, thrives in chaos. And what greater chaos than a world that denies him? In the swamps and riversides of ancient Zululand, a spirit watched from the reeds. In Nkosazana, the goddess of crops and water. Villagers called to her before planting season, offering beads and milk to ensure the land's favor. But when the old ways were outlawed, her name was left to the wind. And the fields, some say, were never as fertile again. At night wandered too close to the water's edge, and you might feel her presence. In the remote mountains of Venda, an ancient power slumbered. Mangwe, a monstrous serpent god who ruled the cliffs and demanded tribute. Anger him, and the earth would crack. Rivers would dry. Boulders would fall upon the wicked. His cult was driven underground, his name forbidden. But when the earth trembles, some still whisper Mangwe's name. High in the clouds once lived a goddess of rain and harvest. Her name, Mbaba Mwana Warisa. The Zulu people sang to her for rain, for crops, for love. Legends say she descended from the sky to choose a mortal husband, teaching humanity the sacred bond between earth and sky. But when new religions arrived, her name was scrubbed from tongues, her stories abandoned. Yet, when the rains come late, some whisper her name again, just in case. Deep within the jagged cliffs and shadowed valleys of Venda, a power older than memory slumbers. Mangwe, the serpent god of the mountains. To the people, he was both guardian and executioner, capable of bringing bountiful harvests or unleashing earth-shaking fury. His form, they said, stretched from mountaintop to mountaintop, his scales gleaming like obsidian in the sun. When villagers displeased him, rivers would vanish overnight. Tremors would split the soil. Entire paths to sacred sites would collapse, swallowed by his wrath. Elders tell stories of nights when the air grew heavy, the livestock restless, and a low, unearthly rumble echoed from the peaks. In those moments, Mangwe was near. Tribes once offered goats, cattle, even the occasional wayward traveler to soothe him. But as time wore on and outsiders imposed their gods, His name was outlawed, his worship declared heresy. Yet even now, when the earth quivers and boulders rain down, the old ones murmur. Mangwe stirs. And perhaps he listens. Off the misty coast of Cameroon, within the depths of restless waves, dwell the Jengu, shimmering water spirits, neither wholly good nor wholly malevolent. Beautiful and terrible, they lure those who trespass their domain, offer healing to the sick, and curse the disrespectful. Initiation rites among the Sawa people once bonded chosen maidens to the Jengu, granting them visions and powers unknown to most mortals. With the arrival of foreign conquerors, these rites were driven underground. Many believe the Jengu vanished, but fishermen still claim to see ripples where no wind stirs, voices where no one stands, and lights dancing far below the surface. The water, as they say, remembers, and sometimes it takes. Before the gods of thunder and river, of forest and fire, there was Otomankoma, the eternal creator of the Akan people, the god of life and death, of order and infinite possibility. It was Otomankoma who spoke the universe into existence and then retreated, letting other gods shape it. But as centuries passed and foreign faiths arrived, his name dimmed, his temples crumbled, and his symbols were buried beneath newer idols. Yet some believed the silence of the cosmos, that vast, unknowable hum in the dead of night, is Otomankoma's voice, forever echoing, reminding us of the first breath that stirred creation. So tonight, as you lie in darkness, listening to the world's ancient heartbeat, ask yourself, have we truly forgotten the gods, or are they only waiting for us to remember? Sleep well, if you can.